Hi everyone, I'm Kay from Perks by Kay, architect turned crochet coach, back with my exclusive series with Ganga Olivia. Today I'm showing you how to crochet a piece of functional decor. This sunflower case is designed to snugly fit your tech or your tools, Airpods, tape measure, and stitch markers. The struggle of the disappearing stitch marker is a universal crochet dilemma. No matter how many we buy, they always seem to vanish. Today's project transforms a messy problem into a chic accessory that hangs right from your crochet bag, ensuring your tools are always organized and your setup stays as pristine as your stitches. We are using Olivia yarn from Ganga Olivia because its vibrant colors and soft drape are perfect for those delicate petals. I know reading charts can be intimidating for beginners, so I've done something special for this project. I've included mini charts throughout the video to help you visualize every stitch as we go. You'll see them here on the bottom right corner. And I also have a free written crochet pattern waiting for you on the Ganga Olivia website. The link is in the description. It contains carefully curated instructions and a full chart guide. These are the colors I'll be using with the 3.5 mm hook, some stitch markers, a tapestry needle and scissors. We're going to be using Olivia. This is one of my favorite yarns. It's 100% acrylic yarn and falls under the weight 3 category. We're starting with a magic circle, holding the tail end of the yarn in my right hand and the working yarn in my left. I make the shape of the letter P. Then I hold that intersection in my left hand and insert the hook through that P and grab the working yarn. Then I make one chain to lock the magic circle. Now, insert hook into the magic circle and make a single crochet. I will be marking the first stitch of every row. The first stitch of this row is the single crochet that we just made. So I'm going to mark this. Now, I'll continue to put 5 more single crochets into that magic circle. This is row number 1. Once I have 6 single crochets into the magic circle, I'll pull the tail end gently and tighten the magic circle. Here I have given the count of stitches for each row, so count before you make the slip stitch. I'm removing the marker and I'll make a slip stitch in that stitch where the marker was. This completes row number 1. Now to begin row number 2, chain 1 and make a single crochet in the same stitch as the slip stitch. This is the first single crochet of this row, so naturally I will mark it. But I'm making one more single crochet before that. So now I have 2 single crochets into that same stitch. This is called a single crochet increase. I've marked the first stitch. Now let us continue. In the next stitch I will make 2 single crochets again and repeat 2 single crochets in each of the stitches thereafter. By the end of this row I will have 12 single crochets and I will slip stitch into that marked stitch again. I've made 12 single crochets now, completing row number 2, but I will now make the slip stitch using only the back loop of that marked stitch. Then to begin row number 3, chain 1 again and make a single crochet in that first stitch using back loop only. Now in the next stitch, make an increase. Again use only the back loop. On the right hand side bottom corner, you will see a small chart indicating the set of stitches to be repeated. For example, here we are repeating an increase and one regular single crochet throughout the row. By the end of this row, we will have 18 single crochets. Remove the marker and slip stitch in that first stitch. Again, use back loop only. Because we started the previous row with a single stitch, this row we will start with an increase. So going in that same stitch as the slip stitch, I will make 2 single crochets indicating an increase. Once again, on the right hand side bottom corner, you will see the set of stitches that are to be repeated for this row. Then I am making 1 regular single crochet in the next 2 stitches. So the set of stitches to be repeated for this row is an increase and single crochet in the next 2 stitches. You can see here this is an increase, single crochet 1 2, increase, single crochet 1 2. Repeat this all around. Then make a slip stitch in that marked stitch. Now for row number 5, we will make single crochet in the next 3 stitches, starting from the stitch that we made the slip stitch in. Then make an increase in the 4th stitch. So the set of stitches to be repeated here are single crochet 1 2 3, then an increase, single crochet 1 2 3, then an increase. Repeat this all around and slip stitch in the marked stitch. This row will have a total of 36 single crochets. Row number 6, this is the last row of our circle. Because we didn't start the previous row with an increase, we'll start this row with an increase. Then make single crochet in the next 4 stitches. So the set of stitches to be repeated for this row are single crochet increase, then regular single crochet 1 2 3 4. Repeat this set all around and slip stitch in the marked stitch. You will have a total of 42 single crochets for this round. Now this is the circle that we've created. Let us create the body of the pouch. To make that, chain 3 and double crochet in the same stitch. Now continue to make a total of 21 double crochets. Don't forget to mark that first double crochet. That's why you'll be making the slip stitch. After the 21st double crochet is made, chain 6. Now we're creating this loop. Going back into the front loop and a leg of that double crochet that we made. Make a slip stitch. Again, double crochet in the next stitch and continue making a double crochet in each stitch till the end. At the end, make 1 chain and slip stitch into that marked stitch. This is the first double crochet of your round. Now cut a tail long enough to reach the center of your circle so that you can weave it in and tie it with the central magic circle tail. Tie a double knot here to secure the tails together. Then again cut the yarn, leaving some extra. This is where your tape measure or Airpods will sit. And that chain 1 gap that we created is for your tape measure to pass through. Now using green color, repeat rows 1 to 6 to make the flower base. Only remember to make the chain long enough to act as a wristlet or go around a bag. I have made a chain 10 inches long. Now that we have the flower front and the base ready, let us move to the petals of the flower. We're going to be making 2 rows of petals, one small, one big. Let us start with the smaller petals that are to be made in the second last row. This is how I join yarn. I've inserted my hook through a loop and grabbing the yarn, pulling it through that loop. Now make chain 2 and make a double crochet in the same loop. Then make a treble crochet in the next loop. Now we'll be making a picot, and here's how I do it. Chain 2. Then I pick up the front loop and the leg of that treble crochet that I just made and make a slip stitch. This is called a picot, and this is what gives our flower petals that pointy top. Now treble crochet again in the same loop Make 1 double crochet in the next loop and chain 2 slip stitch in the same loop. This completes our petal number 1. We've used 3 loops for the first petal, and for the second also we'll be using 3 loops. So in the first loop, make a slip stitch, chain 2, double crochet in the same loop, treble in the next loop, picot, that is chain 2 and slip stitch, grabbing the front loop and the leg of your treble crochet, treble crochet again in the same loop, then a double crochet in the next loop, followed by chain 2 and slip stitch in that same loop. Now remember, each petal is using 3 loops, and for the second last row we had 36 single crochets, hence we'll end up with 12 petals. Now continue making the small petals in the same way. Then slip stitch into that first loop of the first petal. This completes the row for small petals. Now fold all the smaller petals inside and begin the row for the big petals. For this, we'll jump to the nearest front loop of the next row and make a slip stitch. Then chain 3, make a treble crochet into the same loop, then make a double treble crochet into the next loop. For this, yarn over 3 times. Then make chain 2 and complete your picot using the front loop and the leg of that double treble stitch. Make a slip stitch. Again, make a double treble crochet, yarn over 3 times. In the same loop, insert your hook and complete the double treble stitch. Then make a treble crochet in the next loop. Chain 3 and slip stitch in the same loop. For the big petal row also, we have used 3 loops for each petal. Let's look at it once again. Slip stitch in the next loop, chain 3 followed by a treble crochet in the same loop. Then a double treble stitch in the next loop. Followed by a picot. Followed by a double treble crochet again in the same loop. Then a treble crochet in the next loop, followed by chain 3 and slip stitch in the same loop. Remember, for the last row we had 42 stitches, so we'll end up with a total of 14 petals for the big petal row. Once again, cut the yarn long enough to tie a double knot and cut the yarn leaving some extra. For the seeds, I'm going to be using a light pink shade. We're going to start in the second row of the unused loops. These are the front loops that we left unused. Grabbing the yarn, pulling it through one of the loops. Then chain 3 and go back into that first chain and make a slip stitch. Now skip the next loop and slip stitch in the loop after that. Again, chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, skip the next loop and slip stitch in the loop after that. This is how we're going to be making the seeds all around. At the end, slip stitch into the first loop that we created the first seed in. Then jump to the next row into the nearest loop by making a slip stitch. Then repeat the same steps to create the seeds for this row, that is chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, skip the next loop and slip stitch in the loop after that. Again chain 3, slip stitch into the first chain, skip the next loop and slip stitch into the loop after that. Once again cut off the yarn leaving some extra. Using a hook, pull the tails toward the back side of the flower. Now weave this yarn tail bringing it closer to the starting tail. And tie them together into a double knot. Now comes the best part, how to use it for an airpod or a tape measure. I'll make the yellow sunflower into a tape measure cover, sewing this green base all around. For the pink flower, I'll be using an airpod and I'll be sewing this cover only halfway through. Starting from the loop, I have counted 7 stitches on the flower and 7 stitches on the green base. Using a tapestry needle and yarn, I'm going to be joining the 7th stitch on both sides. Then returning back through the next set of stitches through the yellow body and the green base. Again, passing my needle through the green base and the yellow body, using the next 2 stitches. Continue doing this all around till you have 7 stitches left. You can also mark that 7th stitch on the other side so you don't forget its position. And my Airpods cover is ready. Now I'll simply slide my Airpods through the pocket and pass that longer chain through the smaller chain. Now I can let it hang from my wrist or put it around my bag handle. For the tape measure cover, I'll simply be sewing the base entirely from starting to end. If you loved this project, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit that bell icon for more engineering meets crochet tutorials. I want to see your blooms, so don't forget to tag us on Instagram. Happy crocheting!